We got no sleep as we both sat up all that night watching whatever was outside our cave. When the sun was almost ready to come up, we became more and more alert because whatever it was seemed to be moving closer and closer to us. Moments before the sun crested the horizon, we talked each other into investigating. However, it took us 5 minutes to get to our feet and another 10 minutes just to get up the courage to move a few steps closer to it. From the moment we decided to approach it, and the moment the first rays of the sun came over top our cave, was more than 20 minutes. That is when we both realized what had spooked us all night long. "Ooh. Are you serious?" I moaned in frustration. "No way," Meek muttered with an angry sign. With a bit of poison I spat out, "Meek, you moron." "Hey, moron me. You thought it was an animal too," Meek said accusingly. "I cannot believe we were scared of a stupid pair of rocks," I said as I picked up a seashell from the beach and threw it at the rocks. No kidding, a pair of half-buried boulders had managed to scare the crap out of both of us all night long. I guess our imaginations had gotten the better of us. "All right, maybe I overreacted a little," Meek confessed with an amused laugh. He faked a punch to my gut and I faked that it really hurt as I moaned out, "My scapula." "I need a poop," Meek announced. "My diapers are right back there," I joked. "Funny," he groaned, "but seriously. Yeah, I supposed I should too. Better now than later in my pants. Wanna do a quick trip out for a dawn surf and dump?" I asked as if it wasn't as ridiculous as it sounded. "Do our business out there?" he asked. "Well, you rejected the offer for one of my diapers," I teased. "Besides, why not? Fish do it. Whales do it. Even sharks do it." "Always wanted to be some shark's breakfast," Meek jested. "Hey, if you are lucky, maybe you can be some shark's poo too." "That would be a no." He laughed as we both went for our boards. "You aren't a real surfer until you've been stuck in the middle of a shark frenzy," I joked. Maybe I'll just use one of your good nights," Meek joked back. We'd both entered the cave and since I was right next to my stuff, I reached down and pulled out a good night. Holding it up, I jokingly said, "Here you go." I expected Meek to either swat it away or call me some silly name, but instead he took it and acted as if he was going to put it on. Just when I started to believe he was serious, he threw it back at me. "Yeah, right." He laughed, picked up his board, and ran from the cave. When he was just outside, he shouted into me, "I'm not a diaper baby like someone I know," then took off running faster than I have ever seen him. "Oh, you're going to get it now," I shouted back as I quickly grabbed my board and gave chase. Man, he is fast when he has a crazy diaper boy chasing him. "You better hope this diaper boy doesn't catch up to you," I shouted while trying not to laugh. He glanced back for only a moment before flopping onto his board and paddling as though his life was truly in danger. It was a beautifully uneventful morning, or nearly so. We both paddled out, but not beyond sight of land. We then slid sideways into the water and held onto the sides of our boards as we did our business. Once again, I had shamefully forgotten to remove my good night back on land. "Dang it, Meek," I complained loudly. "What? You made me forget to take my good night off." He laughed. When I started to pull it down, I stupidly had let go of my board for a moment to use both hands, and I didn't have my board leash on my ankle. My board and I separated and I had to swim to catch it. When I did, the good night and my shorts came off my ankles and sank quickly. When I saw Meek had caught my board, I dove deep in an attempt to swim down to catch my shorts, but it was too dark to see anything below the surface. When I came up, Meek was already laughing, for when I had dove down, my lower half had come out of the water just enough for him to realize what had happened. "Stop laughing," I whined, "it's not funny." "Oh my goodness, I can't," he howled with laughter. Meek was laughing so hard he got a cramp in his sides and we had to head back in without catching a morning wave. "If you don't stop laughing, I'm going to." I seethed and tried to splash him. Okay. Okay. He said while still laughing. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm done. I won't laugh anymore. You're still laughing. I laughed too. Emerging from the water and carrying my board, I streaked back to the cave to retrieve a fresh swim diaper and a pair of shorts. When I came back out, Meek was sitting on one of the boulders, which had kept us up all night imagining them as some sort of creature about to attack and eat us. One look at me and he again cracked a big smile, but managed to keep from laughing aloud. Oh, shut up and come on. Let's get to the competition area early, I told him. Let me just get my sandals. He laughed as he hopped up and ran into the cave. They are not sandals, I reminded him. Whatever, he said from inside the cave. Hodad, I shouted back. Hey, I know what that means. It's good to know when you are one, I said with a mocking laugh. As he came out, he surprised me and punched me in the arm. Ouch! I cried even though it hadn't hurt in the least. Ignoring my belly aching, he asked, how's the knee today? Better than my arm, I lied, and I faked a broken arm very dramatically. My knee was hurting, but I was forcing myself not to give in to the pain. I didn't want to distract Meek by having him worry about me, and I didn't want to let the other surfers know that I had a weakness. Want me to kiss your arm and make it better? If I was drowning, I wouldn't want you to put your lips on me to give me mouth to mouth, I said back. He put a hand to his chest and adopted a look of extreme pain. If it was your intent to shoot an arrow through my heart. Bullseye. I laughed so hard that my side hurt.